Welcome back to my channel, guys. Today I'm going to show you guys how to make this super moist and soft steamed bread recipe. If you're new here, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the bell so you don't miss a single recipe from me. All the measurements will be available for you in the description box below. We're going to start off with some cake flour, and then to that I'm just going to be adding some yeast. Take special note of the amount of yeast that I'm adding on the tablespoon. So this is a heaped amount, so you want to make sure that you add it until it creates a heap on top, and then you're just going to mix it so that you distribute your yeast across your flour mixture. So next I'm going to be adding some salt, and then that's not a lot of salt, it's about a teaspoon of salt, and then I'm adding some stevia sweetener. You don't have to use stevia, you can use your normal sugar. I'm just trying to cut down on the amount of sugar that I'm using in my food. So I've added some stevia, and then I'm going to give that a mix so that I evenly distribute everything inside the cake flour mixture. Okay, so next we're going to be adding some butter. Once you've added your butter, you will then just use your fingers to evenly crumb your butter into your cake flour. So the butter that I'm using is from Flora. You can use Rama, you can also use stock, whichever one you have in your household should do the job. So you're going to crumb your butter until everything or every amount of that butter has dissolved and it's disappeared into your flour mixture. And for this process you just need to use your fingers, and that's what your texture will be looking like when you're done. So next we're going to be adding some warm water. I'm starting off with 350 ml of water, and I'm adding 100 ml at a time, and again I'm just using my fingers to mix the water into the flour mixture. So when it starts to become a little bit dry, you can then just continue and add a little bit more water. So this is how I knead my dough. It is a tiring process. Use a process that works for you. So I've added another 100 ml of water, and I'm just going to continue kneading it with my fingers as I'm doing now. So that is the way that I'm using my fingers. In case you want to use the same method, I'm just folding my fingers inside the flour mixture. It is very tiring, but it's worth it. So this is what the dough mixture is looking like after 200 ml of water. It's almost all completely combined. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to add 50 ml. So in total I've used 250 ml of warm water. So this is what the dough is looking like. It's very sticky. So if your dough is still sticky like mine, then you need to know that you still need to knead your dough. It's not yet done. And the way you can check it is while you're kneading your dough, look at the bottom of the bowl. If your dough is no longer sticking at the bottom, then it's almost ready. Just continue kneading it for like 5 more minutes. So this is what it looks like when it's done. You'll see that it collects everything around the bowl. It doesn't leave anything stuck on the bowl. It's just easier to work with, and it also doesn't stick onto your fingers. Yes, I do still have a little bit of flour sticking on, and I can just rub it off or try to take some of it off with the dough mixture. Okay, so this is the final product of our dough. So we're just going to place it back into the bowl and then prepare it for rising. So for the rising, we're just going to add a little bit of oil on the top and then just rub it on so that it can rise easier. And then we're going to cover it with a dishcloth for a duration of about an hour. Okay, so while that is rising, I'm just going to show you guys the steaming method. So the first one will be to use ramekins, which you're going to place around your pot, and I'm using oven safe ramekins, so make sure that your ramekins are oven safe. The second one will be to make use of the pot again with some mugs, and you're also going to circulate them around your pot. So when you're using your pot, make sure that you fill your water halfway onto the instrument to engineering, but onto the cup or the mug or whatever you're using. Okay, so what I'm going to be using on mine is the steamer, and I'm going to be using the ramekins as well. So I'm just going to line my ramekins the whole full length on top with some butter. If you add butter and you think it's not a lot of butter, then you probably need to add some more. Okay, so I've lined all of them up, and then the dough is nice and ready. So I'm just going to deflate it, and then I'm going to equally distribute it onto the 6 ramekins. So I'm just shaping it equally. I have 6, so I'm gonna make 6. If you have more, you can make more, and it also depends on the size of the ramekin or the mug that you're using. Okay, so once we're done with that process, we're then going to cover it up for about 15 minutes just to allow it to rise a little bit, and then this is what it's looking like. It's ready to go into the steamer. So I'm going to place my ramekins inside my steamer, and I'm just going to follow the manufacturer's handbook on how to use a steamer. Put the water in at the bottom, and then just put my ramekins onto the different tiers. So my steamer actually has 3 tiers, so I could have made more, but unfortunately in this event I don't have more than 6 ramekins, so I'm limited by the number of ramekins. Okay, so once I'm done with that, I'm going to switch it on and allow it to steam, and I've set my timer at an hour, but we're not going to use the full hour to do this steam bread. If you're using a stove, you might also consider a duration of about 45 minutes to an hour. So after 30 minutes, I'm just checking up on mine, and I'm going to be using a toothpick just to check if it's done, and I find that mine are completed, they are done, they are ready. So what I did after checking on them, I allowed them to steam for another 5 minutes, and then I started the process of removing them. Okay, so the importance of the butter is at this process, you can see it lifts off nice and easily from the ramekin. The ramekin is still hot, you don't have to wait for it to cool down, so you can serve your steamed bread nice and warm. I'm just going to remove all of them from the ramekins and place them onto my platter, and I've only garnished mine with a little bit of herbs. If you want to add carrots, sweet corn, herbs into your mixture, you will do so at the dry stage. Okay, in the beginning when your dough mixture is still dry, and I recommend that you don't add more than half a cup of that mixture into your dough mixture. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you'll try it and have some of this with your stews. If you're new here, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the bell so you don't miss a single recipe from me. Comment in the comment section. Don't forget to share the link, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.